later.
All right.
Now we were going to open up with what the hell?
I'll fix you, dum-dum.
Yeah. We'll throw my music in afterwards so you can just run away, which most do. You're not hurting my feelings.
Who was the voice of the
Everybody
great
has their own taste.
Flintstones?
But sometimes it takes a couple listens.
Harvey Korman voiced the character, the Great Gazoo.
I forgot about that. Harvey Korman was the voice of the Great Gazoo. I was trying to figure out.
I'm going to bring you a picture of the Great Gazoo. Like I told you, I was going to. I don't know. Were you here on that show when I said I'm going to download the video of the UFO that I saw, the same model, and how it opened up the wormhole? So I got to download that video. Like I said, we can have on one of the slow days, we'll have a nice little secondary UFO discussion. And here we are. All right. Welcome back, everybody. It's Saturday morning. It's Sweet 16, baby. Sweet 16 Saturday. And I think that's the first time we've ever really had to say that, isn't it?
Yep.
Never had a Sweet 16 on Saturday.
As far as I can remember.
There you go. So we have chartered into new territories. We're shattering the glass ceiling. How's that? Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Chumly, so you got all dressed up and ready to go today?
Yep.
Got the Dapper Packer on? Is that what that is? Packer shirt?
Yep.
All right. What up, Marcus? Welcome back, brother. Looking forward to what you got here for us today. You know, Marcus loves to get patted on the back, but who doesn't in this business? When you win, man, you want to fucking be patted on the back. I'm the same way. I'm sure everybody's the same way. And then when you lose, you just kind of want to leave me the fuck alone. I know we lost. Like I didn't fucking get the score. We lost. You think I don't fucking have the score? But so I took a bad beat the other night with it's really not a bad beat story, just kind of a story with I lost with 14 seconds left in the game the other night in a hockey game. I forgot which one it was. I had the under 5.5 Carolina Columbus, I believe, and they scored with 14 seconds left in the game, and it gave us a losing night, which should have been a winning night. Okay, and then yesterday I lose early, but I get the late hockey game. I get all the crying in the middle. You fucking get games. I'm like, if you guys seen my text, man, you'd be fucking tripping. The text that I get. And the problem I have is that a lot of times I respond to them.
Hopefully you got two separate phones, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, all the texts come in software nowadays. So I could keep thousands of conversations going. So it's actually fairly interesting, but you know, my problem, like I said, is sometimes my skin isn't as thick either, and I got to get into them because I know they're acting like an idiot, and I want to show them that. You know, I mean, this is gambling. Some days you win, some days you lose, some days you're the bug, some days you're the windshield. You know, but no matter what, I'm keeping people in the game. If you don't expect to hit 65 and 70% winners, you stick around a long time with me. When you look for miracles is when you and I are not going to be in a long-term relationship, because I know the end. I know the end story. So either I'm going to grab your money and you're going to be a loser walking away screaming bad about me, or I'm just not going to take your money and deal with the bullshit. And that's pretty much usually the case, because I can nail a degenerate in a second. A guy that has no clue, a guy that's all over the place. And if you can't contain yourself, then this isn't going to work out for either of us, except I'll make a little bit of money while you're totally. So there's a little insight into the real tout world, guys. So at the end of the day, you got to pick one guy, or you buy a bunch of cheap little packages and see what a bunch of guys are doing. So, and that doesn't mean just pick me, Tony, or Chumly, okay? But you make a heavy investment into one guy, and then you can just sit down and see what other guys are doing. You have to make a commitment to something, guys. If you're going from one guy to the next guy to the next guy to the next guy, all you're trying to do is catch somebody on a hot streak and find out who the hot streak is. And I'm sure there's a lot of guys that do that, and you might catch it. So, but usually you catch a lot of guys on a losing streak, or a lot of guys working in mom's basement that just throwing games at people, just hoping that the shit sticks against the wall. Here, you know, we're doing our homework every day, so why don't we get into our homework today? Sweet 16. I'll shut up, and then I'll let, well, if we let Tony go,
That's fine.
I'll see you guys in about 20 minutes. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, speaking of miracles, don't really have any here. If you need a miracle, you're going to either need to speak to Barry Manilow, or you're going to have to call up Culture Club Boy George. Those two have some miracles for you. Smokey Robinson might have a few also.
He sure does.
But beyond that, I don't know where you're going to find them. Jesus died 2,000 years ago, so I think the miracles went away with him. Going to the college basketball, it is the Sweet 16. I'm not even sure what should be.
Destiny.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Good morning, guys.
Hey,
Robert, Destiny, Marcus, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Let's have a good show here today.
Yeah, let's not even sure where to begin or how to handle what games to give out. Obviously, we got a great big. I think me and Chum actually agree on the best bet today. Got that up at the site. Definitely, I put my money on it last night, so I'm not backing off at all. I'm ready just to roll with it. Couple of these games, I'll go to skip the first game, second game, third game, fourth game. Let's go with the second game, Baylor. I got 7.5. They're taking on Villanova. I'm actually going to back Baylor here. Actually a tough spot. That conference Villanova was in kind of surprised me, kind of like the Pac-12 has. I've had to re-gauge how I view this conference, especially the Pac-12. I'll be the first to admit I totally misgauged the Pac-12 coming into the tournament. They've outperformed my expectation, and so has the Big East. Is that the Big East now? That Villanova's in, or is it the CA? I know I saw the Big East.
Big East,
with Creighton. They've also outperformed. Not that they put a bunch of teams in, but the teams that got in, I just really didn't expect a lot, especially Villanova when they lost Gillespie, their point guard, pretty much stirred the drink for their entire offense. I assumed that was going to slow them down to a crawl and they wouldn't be able to do anything. But they've managed to make that offense work. I mean, that slow down half court offense does work in this type of tournament. It'll get teams out of focus, out of gauge. And here's what happens with a team like Villanova: if they get a few points ahead of you in that slow down pace, the other team has a tendency to want to get a quick shot up or retaliate, get a quick bucket. And when you do that crap, you play directly into their hands because they're just going to get the rebound and walk it up the court again and put you back on defense. So that's the kind of game I'm expecting here. I know Baylor is going to want to push this as hard as they can. Advantages all over the court for Baylor. The one thing they're going to have to do today is focus on getting out to the shooters. Don't suck in too deep on the penetration, because Villanova is going to try to drive it into the middle, kick it out to open shooters. And honestly, Villanova's been making the open shots this tournament. That have been open, they've been going in. And that's why they've won 2 games and made the Sweet 16. But I think it's something Baylor can contain. I think they have the athletes to spread it out. Probably, I'm assuming they're going to pressure the out, push it out like an umbrella, try to cut off the three-point shots, and force them to take it to the basket, where I think Baylor has rim protectors that can probably slow that down. So that's what I expect here. I think Baylor's going to get a double-digit win. And of the 4 games, that's the one I feel I can give out on the show that's not going to give too much of the soup today away, but break you off a piece of bread and let's chew on it. Baylor, double digits over Villanova today.
All right. Looking for the favorite to crash. Well, crash the party for Villanova. What are you thinking, Chum?
Yeah, I got all 4 plays available over at BettorCenter. I will go over one of them. I'll just do the same as Tony since he did that one. That's fair. I also agree with Baylor based on their athleticism. They have, I forget the guard's name, but he held Trice from the Badgers to basically nothing. He's probably one of the best defenders in the country as far as guards go. They have 2 huge athletic big men to protect the rim. I don't see Villanova with the horses to keep up with Baylor today. I mean, Baylor's a pretty well-oiled machine. I had this game capped at 10, so I'm gonna agree with Tony. I like Baylor. They're just gonna wear down Villanova. I mean, they that's what they do, and they make you fight for every basket you get. I mean, the Badgers barely had hardly any open looks the other day, and I know the Badgers aren't the greatest offensive team here, but Baylor, they're hitting on both ends of the courts, and I don't see Villanova being able to keep up with them. They might be close. It might be within 4 points at half, but I see Baylor pulling away in the second half in this one. And I'll give you an NIT play also. I like Colorado State to beat Memphis today, and they're getting four points. So I don't want to give away too much today either, but I will agree with Tony on Baylor, and I'm also going to give you Colorado State in the NIT for the college basketball.
I think speaking of what Baylor has to watch out for is they just have to watch out for getting lulled into a slow pace. I mean, if this game's in the third, if it comes up and it's like 60-60 with inside that last TV timeout, Baylor could be in trouble. I mean, they really have to force this pace a little bit. They cannot play Villanova's game because I think when you break it down to brass tacks and you line them up around the 3-point line, I think Villanova's probably a slightly better shooting team. So you don't want to make it a contest of can you match bucket for bucket, So you really got to get out. And the problem with doing that from Baylor's point of view is Villanova doesn't turn the ball over much. They're not a team that just flips the ball all over, 12, 15 turnovers. You're not going to get it from them. It's going to be off missed shots. Okay, so you're going to, you're not going to really get turnovers, so it's going to be missed shots, and you're going to have to try to – and a lot of times Nova's just going to back off and get back on D. So that's going to be me. That's what I'm going to be watching for is to see how Baylor forces the pace, even though Villanova is going to be doing everything in their power to slow the game down. If Baylor gets a few turnovers, if they get a few open court, loose ball turnovers and get easy buckets, then they're going to roll Villanova. So that's what I'm going to be keeping my eye on in this game.
I'm going to add one.
Marcus Go ahead.
I'm just going to add this real quick, though. The Badgers don't turn the ball over either, and Baylor forced them into more turnovers than any other team by far this year. So if Villanova gets down, it's going to be a long day for them. But the only way they're going to stay in it is exactly what Tony said. If they slow the pace, Baylor gets caught up in that, and they play turnover-free ball, then Villanova will stay in it and possibly upset.
Because there's been a lot of games this year where Baylor's played close, low scoring, a few ugly games in there. And I'm sure Villanova, and he mentioned Jay Wright, he is a quality coach. He dresses well. I'll give him that. One of the better dressers in the NCAA. And he has a proven track record. The dude has two titles in his back pocket, which at his age, he's relatively young for a long-term NCAA coach. So, props to Jay Wright. Nobody's going to take anything away from him there. But you got to play with the horses you got. And it's just so hard to figure that long-term not having Gillespie is not going to hurt this team. I mean, he was literally their point guard, played a lot of minutes, and they got through 2 opponents. But will they be able to get through a number 1 seed without their point guard? I don't think so, but we will find out today, and I'm looking forward to a good game there. I just hate that we can't talk about all the games, but maybe Lou can have something. Do you have anything to throw in on the tournament, Lou?
Fuck no, guys. I told you. If I ain't got it, guys, I ain't going to talk about it. And if I'm not looking, he's talking about Jay Wright. Let me tell you, honest to God, who the fuck is Jay Wright?
The coach of Villanova.
Mention of him. I don't know. I mean, am I going to go Google him and try to learn him in 30 seconds? No,
he's a well-dressed, kind of a slick, metrosexual kind of looking dude, man, like a clean cut.
What about his play? I don't give a fuck about. What about his play? That's what I'm saying.
Well, they got 2 titles, man. They've won 2 titles in the past decade. So, like I say, it's hard to put them down, man.
Most
All right.
Division I college basketball coaches are pretty good. So we can
This
sit
is
here
my
and say
college
that about.
basketball. Let me tell you something about my college basketball experience. I was fucking rocking it in the 90s big time because, all I did all day long was watch as many games as I can. I don't think there was anybody on the planet in the 90s and early 80s, 90s, early 2000s that's watched more games than I did. Totally into it.
Maybe me. I might be the only one.
So, well, I mean, I'm sure there's competitors, but you got to remember, I'm in the sports book back then, and I'm watching a lot of games. And actually, in the 90s, I had DirecTV going, so I had this stuff going since I think 1991. So
1996 was the first year of DirecTV. Before DirecTV, I had a gigantic, 15-foot satellite dish in my backyard. Dude, I was probably customer.
I'll take you outside. I'll show you my dish still sitting on the
I
roof.
was probably customer number 10 on DirecTV.
No,
I just remember
1996.
It was 1996, the first year of DirecTV. Yes, sir. And
because
that killed the sports bar industry. Before then, before DirecTV, they used to line up 2,500 people to get into these gigantic sports bars to watch movie theater screens on Sunday to get booths and tables to watch the NFL. Once DirecTV came in 96, within a year, the biggest one in Charlotte was a skating rink. That's what it did to that bit. It crushed that sports bar, the big Sunday weekend.
Right.
So that's why I remember it specifically, kind of. And I used to hang out there watching games all night, dude.
My story?
Yeah, go for it.
My story? Thanks.
Yeah, go for it.
Thanks. So in the 90s, I would watch a lot of games, but I hooked up with this awesome college basketball system. And it's an extremely simple system. I've told you guys, and you guys witnessed it. Hit 60% over, I think this year we had maybe close to 300 picks, and they all come within the first 2 months of the college basketball season. So I've been riding that system, and it's a simpleton. Anybody can do it. You don't have to study the games. As you guys know, you just have to understand what the matchup is. I'm not going to give it away, guys, because I give it away too much, it's going to lose its value. So,
right.
I didn't have to go to work, so it made me lazy with college basketball after that. Once I figured the system out, I didn't need to watch games, and so I kind of disassociated myself from college basketball. That's all. I may get back into it someday, but as of right now, I can't give you an opinion because, my head's not there. So, but my head's in NBA, my head's in the NHL, and very soon, my head will be heavily into baseball, and that's where my real money is. I mean, that's where my opportunities lie. I get 160 games. I get a lot more numbers. The numbers start telling you the truth when you have these long seasons, and you can ride these streaks, so to speak. So we'll get into baseball very much so here in the next couple of weeks. So that's my excuse why I have nothing to offer you in college basketball today.
Totally fine.
Anybody got anything else to go to college basketball? Marcus saying Arkansas. Marcus went against you two guys with taking Villanova. No, Marcus, I didn't play college basketball.
I was recruited. I was recruited to play, but turned it down so I could go to North Carolina. I got recruited by two schools. One now, actually, people have heard of, Wofford. In 1987, nobody had ever heard of Wofford because it was just had finished being a female school. It became co-ed 2 years before they wanted me to come there. And the other school was Mars Hill, which is another small school in North Carolina nobody's still never ever heard of. But basically, no, I didn't go to either one of those schools. I went and played. I was a good intramural player at North Carolina. I could, I was in the top flight of the intramural league, which meant we got to play the women one time, the women team, and we beat them by 30 points. That's why I struggle to respect women's college basketball, because when I was in college, we took literally one of the top five, some random five dudes on an intramural league, took a top five women's team and just beat the shit out of them. And I was like, that's with refs and everything. It was an annual thing. You got to play them. So how good can a general women's college basketball team when a random group of five college guys could just beat them pretty good? With
I went to a national championship, women's final national championship. Delta State, crushed, covered, dude. So I tried getting a line in 1988 on that game, but I got one. The guy gave me a line. We were at the game. We went to the Final Four up in Seattle. So, all right, Marcus coming at us with Houston and Syracuse over 140.5. Also coming at you with Arkansas. So, my closest claim to fame in sports would probably be, and I kind of bring this up because he just passed, and RIP to the gentleman, but he lost his job as a catcher to Johnny Bench. So, and that was my little league coach growing up, professional baseball player. Lost his job to Johnny Bench, Mr. Vic Barron. RIP. I heard you passed this weekend, so just a little shout out.
I played with some good athletes. I guess that's my claim to fame. Roman Pfeiffer. I played basketball. I was on the same junior high AAU crap with Roman Pfeiffer, who ended up being an all-pro linebacker with the Rams and the Cardinals, I think. The Jets, excuse me. He was a linebacker. I think he was a pretty damn good pro. But we played basketball back then. I was not a great football player. If you look at my size, I played, but I was injury prone. So I was more of the Great White Hope basketball player, but mediocre athlete. Good athlete to this day. I can probably still cut like a 6-minute mile if you put some money on the table and said, "Can you go run?"
Well, you smoke?
I think I could still get a 6-minute mile at age 51, dude.
When's the last time you did it? Hold on, we might have a wager.
10 years ago. 10 years ago, when I moved out here, because it's hard to run out here because it's just the air is hot. So you got to run during the winter, right? You got to run during the winter. I'm not saying I can go out here when it's 115 degrees and run a mile in 6 minutes. That would probably kill me. But I used to run 10 Ks.
It's the opportunity. What do I tell you?
I was running 10 Ks. My last one was before I moved out here, so 2009. I was running a 10 K in about 34 minutes. So you do the math on that. That was 6.2 miles.
I don't need to do the math. You haven't ran it in 10 years, and you smoke every day.
I've been running. I've run since then.
6 minutes.
630 miles aren't that hard technically, but you just got to keep running.
Yeah.
You're in the sun 6 minutes.
Well, I could do it at night, and I could do it. I mean, dude, I go out here in the sun, in the desert heat. I wear like the hooded sweatshirt, the huge cotton hooded sweatshirt with gloves, and it's kind of like the desert effect where the sweat kind of collects inside and keeps you cool. Dude, people look at me like I'm crazy, but I'm the one that's doing it. Yeah, I mean, dude, who's the guy wearing the hooded sweatshirt and that's 115 degrees? That would be this guy.
No, I used to wear the plastic suit for wrestling back in the day, but that was an early day. So, Daniel,
6-minute mile action. Damn, y'all gonna have me go practice.
A big window for you there, Red.
I might should go 6:30 or something, man. Six is pushing it.
You threw the 6 out there, man. You got action. You got takers.
It's been a while. 6 minute miles.
That's why you have action.
I'm just saying I could do 6 point. You do the math, dude. I was running 33-minute 10 Ks, which is way less than 6 minutes. I told you I did the math.
How many packs a day? How many years? That's
not less than one. Dude, I would smoke cigarettes running a 10K though, so I don't know how that factors. I'm literally running 6 miles smoking a cigarette running. So I mean, and finishing in like 33 minutes and change. I'm the guy back in the early 90s who would play pickup games at the big parks in city. The way, everybody knows how it works. Your team wins, you wait for another team to get picked, you keep running. As long as you win and you can run that court all day. So in between games, while we're waiting for the other team to get picked, I'm over there on the sideline smoking cigarettes like a chimney and shit. And everybody's laughing at me and making fun of me. But yeah, I'm like the Vlade. I was like the Vlade Divac. I mean, you know the story. Vlade Divac's in the locker room at halftime smoking cigarettes for the Lakers. I don't know if everybody knew that, but that's just kind of hilarious that an NBA player.
They used to do it at baseball games in the dugout too all the time.
$20. I don't know. How are we going to do the 6 miles? I have to go to a track and have like a feed. Because Colin Cowherd did the same shit about 10 years ago. They challenged him to go run it. I think he did his in under 6:30. 6 is pushing it, man. I'm pretty sure 6. I don't know. But, yeah, we could probably bet on it. It's got to be worth me doing, though. I'm not going to go out there and do that shit for $20. Maybe if we could get everybody's money in one big pile. Have you ever seen the movie Lethal Weapon? I think it was Lethal Weapon 2, when all the officers put the straitjacket on Riggs. It was like, you can't get out of the straitjacket. And so Riggs like throws his shoulder out of joint. And meanwhile, Murtaugh's over there laughing. Put your money on the table and go back to work. That's kind of how it's going to have to be.
All right, guys, let's hit the NBA and the NHL real quick. I got shit to do. I got to get to the office. I got a lot of people to talk to, a lot of things to do, and we got a lot of games to start. So what have we done? Has anybody done any NBA or?
Sure, I got a push. I got another tough push last night. I had Phoenix -4. Kind of had the lead. Same. I've been getting a lot of these. Some of them I've managed to win, but that was kind of an ugly push. You know, they're covering the spread the whole game, and you just kind of end up not winning at the very end. It's kind of sucks.
What happened to me?
But for the night in the NBA, I'm just give out my card. Actually, 51-34, 51 divided by 85. This is exactly dead on 60% for the season with NBA best bets. Tonight, I'm going to give out the LA Clippers as my best bet, and I'm also going to give out the Chicago Bulls and the New Orleans Pelicans as my other 2 plays to go with it. So the LA Clippers best bet in the NBA tonight, guys.
All right, you got the Clippers, NBA, the Red Rocket. What about you, Sean? What about you in NBA tonight?
Yeah, I got the Pelicans were covering the whole damn game last night. I kind of had a bad beat there a little bit. Then they equaled out, though. I also had the Bucks over, and they scored a basket with 10 seconds left to go over by 1, so I can't bitch too much. Yeah, today I'll give out my best bets, the Knicks +10. Bucks playing again. They played a lot of games lately. Knicks a little rested. Public's pretty heavy on the Bucks. Knicks will keep it within 10. Boston seems to be going to be turning things around. I like them tonight against Oklahoma City -9.5, and then I like the Jazz again tonight. I think Tony had them last night, and they covered. I like the Jazz -10 tonight.
No, they didn't cover. They folded again.
They screwed that? Oh, I thought
yeah, they were
up.
up 16 at halftime, and then just kind of let it melt away in the second half. Same thing. Got into the fourth quarter. They were covering. Get to the 6-minute mark, they're covering. Get to the 3 and 4 minute mark. Now they're not covering. Not covering. Then it gets to the last minute. They're not covering. No, they were never going to lose the game, but they didn't cover. It's one of those.
So that's what I got. Knicks, Celtics, Jazz tonight for NBA guys.
Knicks, Celtics, and the Jazz tonight. All right. So, yeah, I haven't had a chance to really go into the NBA deep enough to throw anything at you here today. I got to go in and do that now. The only thing I know I will be doing will be in the NHL tonight, and it'll be the same winner that I had last night, and that will be with Arizona and San Jose over the 5.5. Gave it to you last night. Looking forward to hit there again today. I'm sure there's going to be plenty more hockey action. It's so easy to take them Boston Bruins somewhere today. And actually, now that I'm talking about it, I want to throw it in with you guys. Came with I was going to throw it in with Baylor with the money line. Baylor money line. We got to tie the Bruins into this because the Sabres have lost 17 straight or 16 straight games. They're just fucking bad. If they get their win today, so what? You know, I'm still riding. I've been playing Pittsburgh against Buffalo, so you know. But you got to find a place to tie him in. So we're going to tie him in with them. And I don't see any. I really did get a chance to dig deep into the hockey, but what I didn't do yesterday, I'll do it here right now. Is I'll throw in the +1.5 on the Jets. They play today again, don't they?
Yeah, I think so.
I missed them yesterday. They play Calgary tonight. Yeah, I missed that yesterday.
Chicago, Toronto, Tampa Bay. There's my 3. Put it on a 3-pack teaser or whatever you hockey.
All right, what about NBA? Are the Bucks going to win tonight?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Homer. How about the Jazz?
I like the Knicks, though.
The Jazz, it was a close game last night. They're going to win it tonight? No?
They'll win. I mean, I don't know. You're asking like proper.
All right, so look at it this way. We got minus 360 and oh wait, no, we got three teams. We got three teams that we want to have here. We got college basketball. I didn't throw that one back in there yet. We got Baylor minus 320. We got Jets plus 1.5 minus 220, and then we have Bruins minus 360, and a $20 wager gets us back 28.88. That sounds like a heck of a number. Let's bet that. Our current, we're at $225.90. We have $20 in a wager. Do we have any dogs we want to throw out there today?
I don't know if we got enough, but
I don't care. It's got.
All right. So Thunder. Then the Celtics
It's tough
have
to
the
give
big
out
win
money
last
line
night, right?
underdogs without giving your plays away, man. I mean, I can go through and tell you everything, but then you're just giving the whole. Anybody with a little bit of common sense can like put 2 and 2 together and figure out what you're betting.
2 and 2 equals 5.
0.5.
Yeah. All right. So as far as dogs, I see the Thunder. I like the Thunder after the Celtics got the win. Nice home dog. The Cavs over the Kings. Like some bad fucking teams. There we go. All right. The Grizzlies. No. Knicks to beat the Bucks. The Bucks, man.
you never know.
No, I threw them on there. College basketball dogs today.
Pick some. I like Colorado State. I'll tell you that much.
No, just take
All
them
right, I'll
all.
throw in Colorado State. I also know what you like. I threw that in Chumly. We're gonna leave. We're gonna throw in Villanova for Marcus, Oral Roberts, Syracuse. Man,
Say just
Crazy.
take them all.
take them all. How many dogs are gonna pull it off today?
Yeah.
I don't
You
know.
know, it's
Who knows?
not for
Don't get
dogs,
too
really.
carried away. I highly doubt Oral Roberts is going to win.
It's really not a spot for outright dogs to win. A lot of them in the day. No, I mean
we
these are the
kind of-
best. These are the best of the best. So
Our balance
all right,
is
we got
slipping
6
too.
teams. Well, let me see if there's a hockey dog in here. We got 6 teams,
Yeah.
and then a
What
hockey
about
underdog.
Edmonton? What about
Yeah,
Edmonton? You like them at all?
How about the Kings plus? I mean, the Knights plus $1.60. But
Yeah, that's-
Avalanche,
I saw
Avalanche
that.
playing well. Avalanche are to play, but still plus
They're not going to
$1.
win every game.
All right,
All right,
so
guys.
that's the biggest- there we go. That's the biggest dog on the board. 7 teams, 10 cents away. $12 bet. Pays.
May all of your straight wagers cash by double digits, and may
22,
all of your
16.
parlays be lotto ticket winners.
All right.
And I am
All right.
I'm gonna crack out of here. Good luck
So-
tonight, guys. Good
Good
luck.
All right. Good luck. Good luck. I am going to leave us with a little bit of original music, everybody. So don't run away too fast, but I understand when you do. So, all right, guys. Good luck. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
All right, let's hear the music, Lou. I'm sticking around.
Oh, are you? Oh, wrong song.
Not too long, but
No, I'm gonna get. I wanted to do a different song. We'll do it tomorrow. I
yeah.
don't have it downloaded. This one isn't. This is the kind of a creepy one. I was trying to get a little happy one in there. Haven't done that
see you
yet.
tomorrow.
All right. Good night. Good luck, everybody.